You can support this show at patreon.com/ASAPodcasting. Hello, welcome back, Skyrim Addict podcast. I'm Michael, joined with Victor.
I'm testing my mic. Oh, sorry. Hi, how is everybody? Good evening.
Test. Yeah. And Ray's here.
Hello.
And we're back. Ray, you had mentioned some mods you were doing. Victor, you had some stuff you were doing.
I've just been screwing around with lots of games. Yeah.
I didn't get much playtime actually since the last time we recorded. I'd hoped to, but I didn't get it. I did start establishing a character because I realized I did not have. I thought I had saved a vanilla character to be able to do the Creation Club stuff with. That was pretty high level, and apparently I didn't do that, and so I just had to start kind of building one again to do that. So that took a little bit of time. And it was all kind of non-consequential stuff because it was all, just simple vanilla playthrough, just trying to build it up a little bit to do that other stuff. But yeah, I thought I had one saved that I was doing all the stuff with, but I must have modded it after I got bored at the end. So I got to find the save point where it wasn't modded and go back to that point. So I think I screwed up that character, but Ray, you were saying something about a new forging mod or smithing mod?
Yeah, I was just, tootling around looking for, what was new in mods. And about a week ago, this mod called Forgemaster popped up. And it's just a new type of smithing. The mod author's goal was, to make it so that leveling smithing wasn't making, 1,000 iron daggers.
I like that.
And a few other things. And I think they did a really good job. So the way that he addresses that is that all the different types of smithing, steel smithing, Elven, Orcish, Daedric, all those different types are now books. So you read a book and you learn that style. The skill tree lets you refine weapons to a higher level and also gives you resource gathering benefits. So the first one of that lets you collect two pelts from every animal, and makes you a little better with archery.
Oh, okay.
Then the next one lets you gather additional ore, when you're mining, and gives you extra carry weight. Then the next level is industrialist. And that gives you a bulk discount.
Nice.
So for so most of the time when you refine ore, you take 2 ore and it gives you 1 ingot. Well, with this, if you have this perk, then you can smelt 10 ore and get 6 ingots.
Oh.
So you get a little bit better. Same thing when you're doing tanning and stuff like that. And then it just keeps going up from there. Giving you more and more perks as far as actually getting the crafting materials, and then you level up your skill in improving weapons. And in order to keep from smithing 1,000 daggers to to level up your
Yeah.
smithing. As your smithing level increases, the lower level crafting items generate less and less XP.
That's smart. Yeah. That's a great, that's a great tweak for sure.
When you get to level 30, you need to start, smithing, either steel or elven weapons to get the most out of your leveling, and then it just keeps going up from there. The books, some of them, so like jewelry smithing.
That's what I was wondering. How does it affect jewelry smithing?
So jewelry smithing, you have to read a book.
Mm-hmm.
And to get that book, you have to do Madesi's quest.
Okay. Yeah.
Which I didn't even know Madesi had a quest other than getting himself in trouble with
it's like
Guild.
It's flawless amethysts and something else, and I forget. Yeah.
Create an engagement ring or something like that. Is that what it is? Or he's creating it? Yeah, something to that effect, right?
Yeah. So in addition to the regular reward that you get for that, you also get this jewelry smithing book.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
There was another one that had a weird quest that I had never, another one where I didn't even know it was a quest. So, that was kind of fun. Some of them are a little more challenging, like the dragon bone smithing is inside, what is it,
Skyhaven Temple.
Skyhaven Temple.
Oh, okay.
So you go through, the main quest to get to there.
Mm-hmm. Well, it makes sense to find it there. I mean,
there's one of the books. I think it's the Daedric. You get either by using the Atronach Forge or from the Dremora Merchant.
Both of those are fairly deep into the game.
Yeah. There was so the Nordic style smithing was pretty easy. That was just right in the first room of the South Skybound Watch, just outside of Helgen.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Ebony was kind of easy because I didn't start dragons. And so it's at Northwind Summit. So I just had some skeletons I had to knock out to clear the way. I think in vanilla it's wolves.
So I'm just looking at the webpage. So or the Nexus page. So it's a fairly simplified perk tree then, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one side of the tree is just your different smithing levels, and then the other side is the resource gathering.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I guess it's not going to play well with sort of comprehensive crafting mods like CCOR or
right
or
anything that that dramatically affects, or anything outside of vanilla crafting. And it took a little bit of work to get it to work with Valkyrie.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because it didn't actually conflict with any files, Vortex didn't force me to make any choices. And so I used the system it built into Vortex that lets you tell it what order to place things. At first, I tried it using, just load this mod before this mod, but that didn't work. It uses the vanilla image behind the skill tree, so the anvil.
Okay.
So that was there, but it was still the Valkyrie smithing perks. So I had to go into the plugins and make my make my connections in plugins. So I told it to load the plugin for Forgemaster after the Valkyrie plugin.
Okay.
And that placed the Forgemaster skills into the perk tree.
Yeah, it should take precedence, right? So I wonder how it would work with the Ordinator. I'm just looking through the posts right now.
Yeah.
How did it affect leveling with jewelry? Because that can be like a pretty simple hack, you know.
Yeah.
I love the mod author's avatar is Invader Zim.
Yeah, so it was jewelry is still pretty easy to level with.
Yeah, because I feel like that's something that, as much as like daggers at high levels throw it out of balance, jewelry at like every level can throw, especially once you have that transmute spell and you're grabbing all kinds of junk, all kinds of gems and stuff. You can really bang out a ton of jewelry, and really level up pretty quickly, even at the higher levels if you're making like diamond rings and kind of stuff like that.
Yeah, so there's some fairly drastic differences in the game. So now they do have a plugin that you can revert to the old names, but so corundum is now copper, and it no longer mixes with iron to make steel, because copper and iron do not make steel.
No, they do not.
No.
And so now when you're mining, you also get coal. And
cool.
so now if you mix coal and iron, you get steel.
You get carbon, yeah, of course. Yeah.
The other one is so quicksilver, which is mercury, which is a liquid at room temperature.
True.
So they changed that to something I had never heard before. It's like mithril or something like that.
Mithril, that's right out of Tolkien.
Yeah.
But not the same thing. Yeah, mithril has been used as a replacement for quicksilver and other mods as well. It's not it's not the first place.
Also, it was in Oblivion, so it was kind of yeah.
And then also glass is now replacing malachite.
Yeah, I'm looking at the post. The mod author has basically stated right up front there aren't going to be. He or she is not going to make any patch for Ordinator or Valkyrie. That doesn't mean somebody else won't, but
right.
They are.
Yeah, they're not making a patch for it. Okay.
And there's optional AE or not, whichever you want. Just don't load the AE plugin, I guess.
Yeah, so a lot of stuff has new crafting recipes, but all in all, it still functions the same way, and it's been fun to play. I mean, as much as a smithing mod can, be compelling, but on the other side, it does force a lot more exploration.
Yeah, because you have to actually go places to learn the next levels.
Get the different books.
How do you know where the books are? Is it just a quest that pops up?
Well, so you can either just kind of stumble across them, or you can look at the list in the mod.
Or you can just look at the You can magically come upon the list somewhere.
Which may or may not be the way that I did it.
Of course not. They say something. I don't know if it might work with weapons and armor, clothing and clutter fixes. I don't know if it'll work with that as long as you load them in the right order. The mod author is making some comments about that and about CCOR. So it might work if you load Forgemaster after those, so it overwrites anything that CCOR or WACCF does with the smithing perks.
Yeah.
And it might still be compatible. Anyways, they're also. I mean, the mod's only been out for a week, so but they're pretty participatory in the comments and stuff on Nexus, so that's good. Good, they're responding to questions and stuff.
Yeah,
looks cool. Give it a try, and doesn't require updating Skyrim.
Yeah,
yet.
that's nice. Yeah, that you don't have to
I
go
still
to
haven't done
AE.
that.
Yeah.
I still want to get my playthrough, my Legacy of the Dragonborn, but I ran into a big roadblock, which is why I stopped playing Skyrim a week and a half, 2 ago. Just
Yeah, it happens.
I ran into the cause is the cause of a problem. Did you have? I forget now. Where you did you have a problem with the cause? Yeah. What was the thing that caused you so much trouble the last time we were talking?
God, there was something that knocked me out. Was it the cause? I don't remember.
So what I found is that when you get to a certain point in the cause, you have to go to a place. I can't remember what it's called. It's way up somewhere up in the mountains. But the entry to the cave is obscured. It's blocked, so you can't get to it. So of course, being on PC, I just toggled clipping and tried to get to it that way, but it crashes instantly. As soon as I can get to it, but as soon as I go into the loading screen, it tries to load, and there must be a bad nav mesh or something, because it just crashes the desktop. And that kind of, and I was really like trying to integrate that with the sort of corresponding Mythic Dawn quest from the Thieves Guild, or not the Thieves Guild, from just the side quest.
Yeah.
And since I'm working through the Thieves Guild at the same time, I wanted to work that in. And that kind of took the wind out of my sails.
Yeah, understandable.
But last night I went back and sort of moved on and played through some other stuff. I looked high and low for patches and trying to find what was conflicting, whether it was, I removed some of my, landscaping mods just to see if that was, but I don't think so. I think it might be a Creation Club conflict that hasn't been covered by a patch, or I haven't found a patch for it. So if anybody knows, that would be great. Let us know so I can go on and finish the cause.
Yeah, I think where I died out that one playthrough was in Trial of Trinimac.
Okay.
Which I think is a Explorers Guild or archaeology type quest.
Yeah. I think is the place you have to go is somewhere near Arcwind Summit, I think is where.
Oh, up at Arcwind Point or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. And there is a dig site there.
Yes.
And everything else was working fine. There were a bunch of trolls. I have Ilya with me now because
nice.
And she's perfect for that. She's pretty powerful.
Yes, for sure.
Frost mage. But anyway, it was to no avail. So I have not I have not been pursuing Skyrim recently. Many other things, but not Skyrim.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It was I don't know if it wasn't the cause. I'm pretty sure it was the Trial of Trinimac stuff that messed me up, where I couldn't go any further, and then I had to kind of start over to get back to the Dawnguard area. What's that? Forgotten Vale. Sorry, couldn't think of the name. And that's where the like final part of it was. Yeah, but I kind of got frozen in the middle of it somewhere where like a battle didn't end properly.
Oh,
so it never kicked off like the next part kind of thing.
Oh god, that's awful. And it's so hard to track that down.
Yeah, it was like, and I couldn't figure out what was going on with it. But yeah, and then I just had to restart basically, because every time I went, even when I went and redid it, it wouldn't complete. Like everything would be done the proper way, and it just wasn't complete for some reason. But I resolved it. But
yeah, and it was for me, it was like doubly disappointing because so far that playthrough had been so stable and crash free, and so it was kind of annoying to find that kind of sort of progression stopping.
Yeah, that does kind of wipe you out for a while.
It's a little bit,
yeah.
So
yeah,
I'll go back to it though, and I'm not ready yet to. I've been trying to, like Ray, I was been sort of every once in a while running to the Nexus and see what's new and stuff. And at some point, maybe I'll just get tired of this one and try to upgrade Skyrim and upgrade all the mods in this particular loadout. And if that doesn't work, then I'll be, I will be philosophical about it. Just go ahead and start something new. Yeah, it has been a good run. So, but I haven't been able to build the planetarium. So
that was So I was in the middle of building the planetarium because I was doing two different things, and I was collecting all the stuff, and that's when I had a ton of it built.
Oh no, yeah.
And then I came back and I'm like, I am not collecting all that stuff again. I just did all this. So that's when I added it, and I just got all the stuff, through the cheat room or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't. I just collected all this stuff. I'm not going back out and collecting. What was it like? I don't even know, like 300 ingots and like ignits and I'm like, no, that's that's not going to happen again. Yeah. We're just going to conjure these up out of thin air, and they're going to appear in my workbench, and we're going to complete the planetarium.
Yep.
Which the planetarium was pretty cool. That's a pretty interesting feature of the museum.
It's such a great idea too, because of course it would be a Dwemer thing. Yeah.
Really, really cool. That's a great part of it. So what else have you been playing? Is it Dogma? Dragon's Dogma?
Me? Well, no. I played a fair amount of the original Dragon's Dogma, and I bought Dragon's Dogma 2, but I have not delved into it yet.
Yeah.
I'm sort of looking forward to it. It's another one of those sort of notoriously janky games, like a Bethesda game, and it has that kind of atmosphere to it that's kind of a little rough around the edges, but kind of cool, kind of mediocre story writing, but interesting mechanics and stuff. So I'm kind of looking forward to it, but it's going to be a slow burn. So no, I've delved into many things over the last few weeks. The Horizon Forbidden Dawn, Forbidden West. I've started that I adored Zero Dawn. It was so good. And I played that on the PS4. And when it came out on PC, it was a really, really poor port at first. And they eventually patched it. Guerrilla's a good studio. They patched it and it's good. But this port came out perfect right out of the box. And it is gorgeous. And even with my somewhat now lowly 2070 Super, it looks good. But if you have a high-end card, it's DLSS, it supports DLSS and everything else. So if you have a high-end graphics card and you like that sort of big open world game, it's spectacular. Just beautiful. And so I played that. I tried to. I've been playing Far Cry 5 again because I love that game so much. And so when this crash happened with the Cause, I thought I just need something different or something old that's new again. And so I went back into Far Cry 5, and then that got me thinking about Far Cry 6, which I kind of bounced off of. So I went back and started playing that again. Got a lot farther than I had before, and it's fun. It has some interesting newer mechanics, just simple little things like holstering your weapon when you walk up to an NPC, stuff like that, which it's just silly little stuff that's different. And I haven't really progressed much past the first, say, 2.5 hours of play, but it's been better than I remembered it being. And Pacific Drive, which is a really cool kind of what's the kind of X-Files / what was that other X-Files like show? Anyway, it's that kind of sci-fi vibe, but it's an open world survival where your car is your horse, or best analogy is a horse, I guess, but you modify the car. And upgrade the car. Again, I've only delved into that another maybe 2 hours. You know me, I'm just sort of a dabbler, a dilettante when it comes to this stuff. I don't really think about the games. I don't analyze them a whole lot. I just have fun playing around. And just day before yesterday, I popped back into Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh,
which is another one of those grand scale, amazing open world games. Yeah. So I've just been really enjoying that too. So that's been my just fun gaming, you know. But I love the scene where Arthur kind of saves John Marston from being a jerk at the very beginning there, and you don't see him much for the rest of the game. But if you've played Red Dead 1, you sort of know the connection there.
What? Anything else you've been playing, Ray? No Man's, I assume.
Yeah, we had a big update for No Man's Sky last week.
Nice.
Was it? It was a ship building update? Is that what it was, or was that just part of it?
That was a big part of it.
Yeah.
So now you can, when you scrap ships, you can take parts off of them, and then nice. Go to a shipbuilder and assemble the parts that you've collected into your new unique spaceship, and paint it the colors you want and everything.
Of course.
But it also it updates the space stations. So now they have a new layout inside, but outside they're just these incredibly massive, dramatic structures that have a lot more character to them than they used to. So that's been fun. I still banging away at Starfield. Having fun playing on very hard. So that it remains challenging and fun.
Have they done any updates recently, or
nothing meaningful?
Just quality of life kind of stuff, little stuff maybe.
Yeah, they had a pretty big patch a couple of weeks ago that fixed a lot of little things, but nothing major. They're still trying to patch up all of the issues with quests and things like that. So,
has there been any word on DLC or anything?
Not that I've seen.
Speaking of that, just do a quick. This I heard on a podcast. Sort of an interesting tidbit. If anybody's played much of Larian Studios' Baldur's Gate 3, they have come out and flat out stated, we are not making any more content for Baldur's Gate 3. So no DLC.
It is what it is. And
it is what it is, which I thought was kind of, and that's good for them. That's they had to pay license fees for that and all that, and they're going to move on with their own stuff. So I think that came out of GDC, maybe. I don't remember where that little tidbit came out.
Yeah, and it's good to get that information out there.
Yeah,
just so that people don't spend a lot of time,
grinding about it.
What great things they must be working on.
Yeah. Oh, Baldur's Gate 4. Yeah. No, it's not happening. Sorry. They're going to support the game as it is, of course, patch it when necessary and so on.
Right.
But yeah. Oh, and I meant to, with the Dragon's Dogma 2, I haven't, because like I said, I haven't really delved into it a whole lot. I intend to, but I guess there was a fair amount of controversy at the very beginning because they gated a few semi-minor things behind a paywall, which really pissed some people off. I guess they gated fast travel or something, and maybe a second character save. I believe were the two big things. So I don't really give a shit about that. So it didn't bother me a whole lot. I'm not going to get my hair on fire or my nerd rage up.
Because wasn't there the same complaints about Dragon's Dogma 2 about, like, I don't know, you couldn't like change your character unless you had, it was, if you got to a certain point in the game, you could do it, but you could also pay to do it ahead of time. But
that's exactly
like,
right. Yeah, both those things you can earn the right to do later in the game. But yeah, if you want to have a second character save early, you got to pay for it. I guess that's kind of old news, but it was newish to me. Oh, has anybody played a cute little game called Death's Door?
No.
Yeah, it's you're a crow who collects souls.
Nice.
I haven't played a lot of it, but it's very cute, and I've downloaded it onto the Steam Deck because we're taking a trip in a few days. So I'm going to take it with me and play it. It's very cute. It's Caitlin recommended, my daughter, so she liked it very much. Yeah.
Any Fallout, Ray?
So we're still storming through the Fallout 3 DLC. So we're in the pit right now.
Oh, the pit. Yep.
So we'll wrap that up this week, and then move off to battle aliens.
Oh, nice.
Mothership Zeta.
Yep.
So that's been fun. The first two DLCs that we did, Anchorage and the Pit, I've shared little workarounds that you can do with corpses to accomplish various things in the game. One, to get weapons out, and another one to get weapons in. And so that's been fun. But yeah, the oddest one is when you go into Anchorage. So they have you hop into a simulator pod, and it takes you into the simulation. In the next room is the previous occupant of the chair, which is the corpse of a Gary from Vault 108.
Oh,
if you drag said Gary into the room with the pod, lay him across the chair, and then climb into the to the simulator, on exit, after you've gathered up all of the unbreakable simulation weapons in the game, you can place those into Gary's inventory as you get ready to exit the simulator. And then when you get out, you can take all those out of his body.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
And so you've got all this unbreakable weapons and armor for the rest of the game.
Nice.
Oh, man.
So
that's an interesting workaround.
Yeah, that one was kind of wild. So always on the lookout for, fun and quirky little game mechanics that
tactics. They're tactics.
Yes, that's
tactics
it.
For sure.
Yeah. That's right.
Wasn't there a Fallout Tactics game?
Yes.
That was one of the early ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually remember Shalene and Rick playing it way back.
Yeah, that would have been way back.
Yeah, it wasn't super easy from what I recall them saying. Is that a top-down one?
Yeah, it's I think it was the one right after Fallout 2.
Oh, was it? Okay. All right. I knew it was pretty far back. I didn't know where it fell in line with everything else. Yeah.
Fallout 3 was the first 3D.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tactics and Brotherhood of Steel were both the isometric games.
Isometric. Okay.
Is everybody breathlessly awaiting the series?
Yes.
Yes, we are too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they had a bunch of stuff at South by Southwest for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. So that's coming up April 11th.
Oh, is it that soon?
Yeah.
Man, that's fit. I didn't realize it was that soon. Jeez.
Yep. And they're dropping all 8 episodes at once.
Oh, yeah. That's good. I'm all for that. Yeah.
Almost certain binge.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think, so my take on that is that I don't care if it's, in line, lockstep with lore. as long as it's entertaining and
that's
a good
it.
story
Yep.
and well done. And from everything I've seen so far, it looks like it's going that direction.
It does look pretty great.
The casting looks good.
Oh yeah.
The clips are all, there's a lot of people that have made a lot of, whoop whoop about, the jetpack and the arms of the power armor, and the director saying that he didn't make it for fans, and all the stuff that people like to get
upset about,
clothing in a bunch over. So
I'm surprised people were complaining about the power armor. I thought it looked pretty darn good.
Yeah, I thought it looked pretty good.
It looked like a sort of a blend of several eras of power armor. But I just, and you're right. I thought and maybe it's just the way they did the trailer, but the atmosphere was very, very Fallout. I mean, it just had all the little jokes and quirks and, things. It looked to me like sort of it's sort of a blend of New Vegas and Fallout 4.
It's a very West Coast Fallout. I wish I could say I was as optimistic about the Borderlands movie.
Oh dear.
Oh God. I randomly came across a trailer for that and was like,
exactly.
Cringe.
I was like, oh
dear.
Yeah. I mean, they've got some big name actors.
Yeah.
But none of them really fit the role that they're playing.
So. Oh dear.
You know what it really felt like? It felt like and I'm not particularly a big MCU fan to begin with, but it felt like a really, really bad knockoff of Guardians of the Galaxy is what they were going for. Based on the trailer. Like, obviously I haven't seen the movie. Yeah. But based on the trailer, it felt like an over the top, like, bad version of Guardians, and I don't think I've even seen all the Guardians movies, so I can't really.
And the sad thing is that game is so out there.
Yeah,
that they could do so much with it. I'll keep my fingers crossed. I mean, I'll still watch it.
Maybe it's just a bad trailer.
Could be.
Maybe whoever cut it just did a bad job with the trailer.
But yeah.
I'm surprised there's never been a hint. I mean, I wonder if, like, the Fallout show does well, if they'll ever dip into the Elder Scrolls lore for something.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think it would play as well.
Wouldn't it just be Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I mean, it's just Lord of the Rings. It's, yeah, basically. Yeah. Yeah, I guess they already did that show now.
Or what was the
Sword of Shannara?
No, I was thinking about Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, Game of Thrones. Yeah.
No,
that's true.
It's not, yeah.
I never watched that series. So.
Oh, you didn't read the books either?
No.
Okay. I think any fan of fantasy fiction should read the books. The series, maybe, that's fine.
Yeah.
But the books are just great. They're just so well written and so well paced. They're really, really good. And it's clearly a tragedy that he hasn't finished them, and I don't blame him for not doing so. But
I mean, you can only do what you can do. And yeah.
But they are seminal works. I truly say that with all seriousness.
Yeah, and I've watched the Expanse series on Amazon 3 times now.
I've been wanting to watch that. I've heard really great things about the Expanse.
It was really well done, but I'm now listening to the audiobooks.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, oh, holy crap.
Yeah.
This is so much better.
Yeah, they are. They're great.
Oh.
And it's the funny thing about The Expanse is I did enjoy what I saw of The Expanse. The problem is that every time I tried to watch it, I fell asleep halfway through the first episode.
Oh.
And I'm not putting down the show at all. It just coincidental, perhaps.
Yeah, no,
bad time of evening or whatever. It just
totally get it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, if we put on something too late, it's over. It's like it doesn't matter how great it is. It is.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Well, that's where afternoon naps come in handy.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Well, it's a little shorter one this time. Maybe I'll play some Skyrim before next time. Well, I mean, I played, but maybe I'll play something consequential before next time. Unless you really wanted to hear about me riding the wagon and starting over. But
I'm still playing Enshrouded too, by the way. Just put a little plug for that game. It's still good to play.
Still really good.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh my God, the cats are. We were away for 3 days, so the cats are like
super needy.
In insane mode. It's like yeah. It's I don't even know what to do. Well, everybody, thanks for listening. We'll be back soon with another episode and probably some more mods and some more gameplay and stuff like that. Unless there's weirdly some release of something in between now and then, which I don't think is going to happen. So
hey, who knows?
Probably not.
Yeah, you never know. All right. Talk to everybody later. See ya.
Good night, all.
Take care.